For a while now, companies have started this bad trend of earning a substantial amount of their profits from auxiliary services which in almost all cases are exploitative to the consumer. First, they started with subscriptions on things that don't require subscriptions to function. For example, HP have been on the line for why some of their printers require a subscription to function. Like a printer is one of those things that once you buy, you should be able to operate them offline for as many years as possible. The only thing you'll add is the ink, yet people in US were talking of their printers just refusing to print and instead instructing them to subscribe first to an HP thing so that it functions. And it's a direction that most companies are taking. Selling to you something, but you can't use it unless you pay for a subscription. The second way that companies are exploiting people is through repairs. This has been a big deal in the US and EU, where the EU is telling companies that their products should be easily repairable, even by third parties. But companies are pushing back on that. The worst case I've heard of that has been in the US with farm equipment, tractors, harvesters, etc. You see, the companies have to make durable farm equipment for farmers to buy, which is where the problem comes in. Because at some point, the company's profit plateaued, because once a farmer buys a tractor, it could be decades before they ever need another. Remember, they were still making profits from selling the same farmer's spare parts. But as greed dictates, they needed to make more profits. So, what did they decide to do? They digitized the farm equipment such that should one simple thing fail, the whole thing stops. And unlike before when the farmer could just open up the whole thing, diagnose the problem, and either buy the spare parts and replace it themselves, they now have to take it to that specific company's dealer who'll use a computer system designed by the company to diagnose the problem for the farmer. Remember, the dealer might not even repair the equipment, their sole work is to diagnose it for you. The problem the farmers were complaining about is that most times it takes them at least a month to see that dealer because the dealer is overstretched just to see the guy, and they discover that the problem is a few nuts or bolts that would have taken them an hour tops to repair at the farm. Remember, they also pay the dealer. So by the time their news stations were becoming aware of the issue, farmers had lost harvests because their machine broke down and they couldn't repair it on time. Last I checked, US farmers had lost billions of dollars combined to that issue alone, and they can't sell those machines because most are on loans. And they need them either way. The third way companies are now making money is through selling other products to complement their main product. This is where you find phone companies making good profits from selling chargers, something they should have given with the product. Because why would you sell to someone a product they can't use unless they purchase another product from you? I've just seen a Kenyan make some calculations on Twitter where it has occurred to them that their child's school actually makes a profit from school transport money. I'm not sure how accurate his calculations are, but it's something that's becoming quite common. Where Company A provides a particular service where we expect them to actually make a profit from, just to realize that it's the auxiliary service that gives them more money. As those who know things tell us, we are seeing the last stages of capitalism, where it begins to eat itself.